Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. So happy you are here with us today for this ecstatic movement. And we're going to review first. So, we did some pranayama meditation. These are all the pranayamas: breath awareness, abdominal breathing, belly breathing, three-part yogic breath, nadi shanana, samavriti. We did mindful and samadhi meditations. So you are well on your way. And the pranayamas that we practiced this week were all balancing pranayamas. And so we're going to begin our practice with those pranayamas that keep a sense of balance. And we'll actually end it with that, the pranayama. And then what we learned is, well, you're going to be surprised how much you learned in 1 week, is we're learning more and more and focusing on self-love and the eye-gazing practice. We learned about asana. It's the poses, the postures, the physical body. And it's that third limb of um, Patanjali's 8 limbs. And then we learned about the bandhas, the energy seals, the energy locks, mula bandhas at our pelvic floor, uddiyana bandhas right at that navel area, and Jalandhara bandha. The chin comes in, the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And all of them are together, when they're all engaged together, is mala bandha. And then we learned about Sukhasana, our seated pose. More if in seated practices, we can also sit in hero, half lotus, or lotus. And then we had a class just yesterday on our Warrior Flow all about foundation, our connection to the earth, and how we set our foundation first whenever we get into a yoga pose, just like building anything that we want it to be strong. And then here's mindfulness. So we had a mindfulness lesson, a bandha lesson this week. We also had a samadhi intro. That was on the meditation. And the yamas, this is our kriya, ahimsa, which is non-violence. So we haven't talked about that this week because there's been so much and it's been your first week. So I wanted to inundate you too much. But every week we're going to be talking about a yama and a niyama as we continue to move through asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dhyana, and samadhi. This is the 8 limbs, Patanjali's 8 limbs. It's his map to refining our energy to be more and more subtle so we can sustain samadhi states. We are one with this eternal consciousness. It's a path to an awakening, which is an ongoing refinement. It's not like, oh, I'm awake. We're always awakening. Every day we're more refined. Every day we're more awake. We're flowering, and we're not going to stop. Our consciousness will continue to evolve for all time and all eternity. So that's when some people say, I awakened. We definitely have those times where, those quantum leaps at times, but we'll always be refining that awakening, that more and more connection. And as we use this body temple in the etheric, non-physical realms, when we're simply our true, natural, true nature of our soul, it's really easy to be refined and to be subtle. And we are total refinement. And definitely can continue to evolve in the non-physical realm. However, what yogis point to is that by animating and incarnating into a physical DNA structure, we actually have the opportunity to evolve pretty quickly. So when people that are here on earth are souls that are wanting to evolve, to have a real intense experience of evolution, because it's easy to be refined in the soul state, but it is not so easy. We come into a DNA structure, and the more dense that DNA structure is when we're born, the more challenge we have, and the more excitement, and the more accomplishment to have broken through the density of our DNA. We all come in with the density of the DNA and move into that more refined state. So yeah, so don't be upset if you were born into a family that maybe is very dense, has a dense DNA structure. You are a champion to break through that and to become more refined. So this is ahimsa right here. It is the first yama, and it's nonviolence. And I'll read this. And this is something that over the weekend you can, or the next few days. See, we're just bringing it up today. We'll bring it up in the beginning of each week. Um, is to contemplate, to just simply contemplate and to pause on. And we're going to be discussing in our weekly meetings Kriya and philosophy, and we'll talk a little about ahimsa on Monday. So ahimsa, non-violence. Ah means not. Himsa means cause pain. So not cause pain. And this was on a little definition. Universal love and compassion. Refraining from causing pain. Emotional, physical, psychological, or otherwise to any being, including yourself. Being nonviolent in thought and actions towards the self and others. Ahimsa allows for complete forgiveness, divine love. And I realized as a contemplation, as I was contemplating this morning, ahimsa, and I realized that I've been this week, there's been a this critic in my head has been a violent thought that I did it wrong. I messed up. It says it in a little more intensely than that. And that is that's letting this is where we're being called. So I was being called to truth and to let go of, not cause pain to myself, to practice this yoga on the court with myself, and not accept this disempowering way of being. For me, it's not in alignment with yoga to have this harsh inner critic, to be violent in thought towards ourselves. So that was the big aha I got with ahimsa. But I invite you to contemplate it this weekend, contemplating the next few days, whenever you're watching this video. I invite you to put on your music, whatever inspires you. And we're going to be moving. We're going to start on the floor and we're going to move up and we're going to move back down onto the floor. We're going to end with a little breath work and samadhi. But this movement, ecstatic movement, you can be moving this entire time any way your body is feeling. You can move through the prompts and the guidance that I'm having, or you can do anything spontaneously and different. It's a time for you to be present, because we've learned about mindfulness is being present. And in that, in our body. So maintaining the most important thing, whatever movement you're doing, is you're maintaining your connection to this body temple. You're practicing this sacred embodiment. Even if you're just doing this, you're mindful, you're aware, you're conscious. Let's just start with doing some just gentle movements with your hands. And it doesn't even mean you have to be really, really slow. You can be moving fast, but mindful and conscious of our movements. So we're going to stay out of this staticky, vitreous thought realm, and we're going to stay in the sensations of the body. This is our last day, really focusing on asana, which is the poses, the postures, the movements, the physical body. And Patanjali starts with asana because this is the design of yoga, how we move into more refined state. The body is the most dense of our aspects. And then we have an energy body, we have a prana body, we have koshas, we have layers of prana body. And this is our more subtle selves until we get to the total immersion with the source and our soul and our total non-physical selves is the most subtle. And that's where we're journeying towards, to have that experience in the body. And just on a quick side note, in the Samadhi Pada of the Yoga Sutras, which we'll be going over, and I really love, it was very enlightening because I don't know what number of the sutra it is, but it says these deep, profound states where we totally merge with the divine. They're not meant to be constant. They're 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 states we can always dive into. But we don't need to always be in total absorption, total samadhi, because there's things to do here. Got to sweep the floor and maybe go get the mail, go to work. There's things to do. Um, but that is a huge benefit, to be able to take time in your precious moments of your life to refine your energy so that you can move into samadhi states where you become completely immersed with the divine self, with the infinite, with the pure conscious awareness. And that's what we'll be doing throughout this teacher training. We'll be going into samadhis every week and connecting and refining our energy. So beautiful. We're going to just sit and begin to move a little bit and breathe into that lower belly. Put your music on. Move back a little bit. And just begin to make some gentle movements, maybe some circles around the pelvis, pelvic circles. And noticing the sensations in the body as you move. All those little subtle sensations, where it's tight, where it might be just a little sore, where it's feeling all the different sensations of this beautiful physical being that we get to be down in this physical playground. This is an experience. We were born onto this physical playground in these physical bodies. And this body is the temple. Just beginning to get maybe the shoulders into it or a little bit more into it, and finding what wants to move in this upper body. Adding the head a little bit. But enjoying the movement and noticing the sensations. If you want, we can bring the hands up. Put those hands upside down when they're clasped, and moving side to side, opening the side body a little bit. Or you can just find a spontaneous movement that feels good, or maybe includes this. Keeping that breath in the belly. Just continuing to move spontaneously, and maybe adding some gentle forward folds. Maybe moving side to side on your forward folds. Nice deep breaths. And if the invitation feels okay, starting to come up a little bit. I'm in a table pose, so I'm going to just sort of move into some cat-cow, because it's so natural when you're in table is to move into cat and cow. And feeling that flexion and extension of the spine, adding any spontaneous movements. Maybe cat-cow isn't your thing. Maybe you're feeling to move some other way. Maybe your music is inspiring you. That you're allowing yourself to feel more comfortable in your body, more present in your body, noticing all kinds of new sensations, and keeping that breath flowing. And I'm feeling threading the needle, stretching and opening up that shoulder. And if you'd like to join me, you can raise that right arm up to the sky and then slip it right between the left knee and the left hand and rest on that shoulder for a few breaths. One more breath. Next inhale, lifting up and bringing it back down. We'll move to the other side, lifting that left arm up. And then sliding that left hand right between the right wrist and the right knee, resting on that left shoulder. And breathe. And one more breath. And your next inhale coming up. And bringing that arm back down. And just moving, beginning to move in some ways. You can start to come up a little bit more. And every once in a while, I invite you to just take a moment to stop and notice the sensations in the body, in the inner aliveness as well as the physical body. And when you're ready, continuing to move. So I'm up on my knees. I might move into a camel in a minute, but I'm really feeling to make some circles with the hips and noticing a lot of sensations as I move. And then go the other direction. There's always a little spot or two that feels really good or has a teeny bit of soreness, which you can kind of stay at and massage. Give a little extra attention to. I'm even massaging this lower back, the erector spinae muscle that comes up alongside the vertebra. Just finding your movement as we begin to come up. And coming up. In the beginning, we can just begin with some twists, some gentle movements. Find what feels gentle for you. And depending on your music, you might just want to get right into it. I like at some point to just shake the body, just shake your body. And when I do that, a lot of times I'm just creating in my imagination, which, in the thought realm, manipulating the thought realm to invite all the blockages, any stuck energy, any old energy or patterns or filters or traumas that no longer serve me and my life and my body, to just release out of my body and move into the earth and just let the earth absorb them and use that fertilizer to make something really, really beautiful, really, really profound. But clean it out of my own self so that I can be a new human being today. And every day I can be a new human being, a new version of myself, that it doesn't need to be the next lifetime or, the next generation. I can do things differently. I can think differently. I can open up to different thought patterns, different belief systems. I can let go of ones that don't inspire me on a regular, ongoing basis, moment to moment. And so I invite you to start to move a little bit more energetically if you want. You can bounce or hop. Let's take a few moments now. We're just moving a little more. Kick. Find something that works fun for you. You can add your arms into it. This feels nice for you. Honor your body. Your body may be in a mood today where it just doesn't want to really move energetically. If you want to spend just a few minutes finding some fun, spontaneous movements that you like, feel good for you, twisting, moving. I'm still protecting me a little bit from a little injury, so I'm not going to be too active today. Sometimes what I like to do is put on some music that I really like, that's energizing, and I just stand. Let's see, I have music on really low so I won't interfere with your music, but it's kind of calm music. Let's see if I can move it forward. Okay, we'll try this one. Is just listening to the song. I have one on my phone that I really like. And as you listen to the song, just standing still and just moving the body naturally to the music. And so I'm going to do that right now on my Spotify. Put on one of my favorite songs. Okay, this is a good one. I'm going to turn it down so it doesn't interfere with me. So put on a song where if you want to stand up, you can just dance to the song and move to the energy of the song. You don't need to be running around, but you can be right in your space on your mat and move any way you want. So have fun, move any way you want. Listening to your own music. I don't know if you heard my song or not, but I'm beginning to slow down a little bit. Just moving gently. Just finding some gentle movements that are slow. You can even add in a pose if you like. Some more lateral stretches. Maybe even moving into a forward fold as we begin to. I always love doing a little yes, no with the head. And again, imagining anything that no longer serves, just shaking out of my head. All disempowering thinking habits. Keeping that breath flowing. Noticing the sensations, all the beautiful sensations in your body. And when you're ready, coming down to a seated position. And let's actually get on our backs. I'm going to begin to kind of just move up and down into a two-legged table. And if there's any other little movements that you're feeling to do, you can do that. And we're going to move into a nice bridge pose when we're ready, clasping the hands underneath you, coming up onto your shoulders, feeling that nice arch in the back. Knees are hip width apart. Feel that block between them, even if it's not there. And breathe. Deep belly breaths. One more nice deep breath. At the very end of this exhale, releasing the hands, the shoulders, coming down one vertebrae at a time. Upper thoracics to the mid to the lower. Maybe a little hula, swiveling those hips. Maybe even a few hip pointers. And then let's bring those knees into the chest. Beautiful. Let's keep one knee right here into the chest, and let's take the opposite leg down onto the earth. And this leg that's extended out, pressing that down towards the earth, that's a line of energy. So we have two lines of energy. The extended leg is pressing down towards the earth, and this bent leg with the bent knee is coming in towards the body. And I like to come a little outside my ribs, more towards the armpit. As we gently pull the knee in and press the opposite leg down and breathe. You can engage those bandhas if you like. Flex and extend those feet if you want. And releasing the knee. Let's go to the opposite side. So this extended leg is pressing down towards the earth. And then this knee is coming in towards my armpit, pressing in towards the body and the earth. And engage the bandhas and breathe. Noticing all the beautiful sensations. Parts of your body that are waking up that you may not have felt in the different exercises and fitnesses you do. Use different muscles in yoga. Beautiful job. And we're going to take the knee that was up and you're going to move it over to the side. We'll move into a nice supine knee down twist. Remembering both shoulder blades are on the earth. The free hand is extended 90 degrees and turning the head to gaze over the fingertips. And breathe in this nice deep twist. And one more breath here. And releasing the knee. And we'll switch legs. Moving to the other side. Free hand out 90 degrees, turning the head to gaze out over those fingertips. And basking in all those sensations, physical body sensations. And one more breath here. Beautiful. Let's bring those knees up. Let's move into some of these releases. Hinging the hips. So this is hula. Everything is on the earth. My sacrum is flat on the earth. My buttocks are flat on the earth. Nothing's lifting up. And I'm simply moving these hip joints. So my right hip is moving up towards my right armpit, just stretching in that direction, while my left hip simultaneous is reaching down towards the left heel. And then I'm going to swivel so I can bring them neutral again so they're lined up. And then I can start swiveling that right hip reaching down towards the right heel and the left hip reaching up towards the left armpit. Hula. And just moving in this nice gentle release, noticing sensations. Or if you have a different release or different way to relax and release this lower back before Savasana, please feel free. And you might want to move to hip pointers, where we point one hip up towards the sky at a time. One butt cheek stays rooted into the earth, the other allows a lift so the hip can point. Adds a little twist into that lumbar spine. Keeping the breath flowing. And then you can move into some cat-cow, flexion extension. Feeling that spine press into the earth in your cat. It rounds. And in cow, allowing that spine to arch up off the earth. And making any last movements that you may want to make. Bring the knees to the chest before we move into Savasana. Final release of the lower back. Any other little stretches you want to do. Listening to your body. And moving into your Savasana pose. Be nice and comfortable. And allowing yourself to release and relax into the earth. Feeling that gratitude for the earth just to hold you and support you. Allowing yourself to maintain the connection to your body, your prana, your inner aliveness, concentration, and pure conscious awareness. If you do move into thinking and making grocery lists, just move back into this present moment on the mat, integrating this practice in Savasana. Taking a nice deep breath into your belly, beginning to come back, wiggling the fingers and the toes, and stretching the arms and the legs. Bring the arms up above the head if you want. And moving over to one side or the other. Mindful of all the sensations, the fluids moving, the organs shifting, the energy changing. And when you're ready, coming up to seated position. See what we have for time here. Oh, perfect. We're really doing good. Okay, so yes, we're going to do our pranayama and then move into a rapture meditation to close. Pranayama meditation. We're going to begin with just simple breath awareness. And as you sit here, being aware of the breath, also the energy in the prana circulating in and through the body. Maintain the awareness on the body, the sensations, the prana. And consciously bring the breath down into this lower abdomen, the belly. Move into abdominal breathing, belly breathing. Feeling that belly and that navel expand, belly button away from the spine, and then on the inhale and then on the exhale, feeling that navel coming in towards the spine on the exhale. Really accentuating the breath in this belly, lower abdomen. And moving that wave-like motion into three-part yogic breath, inhaling into the belly, the ribs, the chest, and up to the collarbone. A nice gentle pause at the top of the breath. And exhale. Let's try a different exhaling in the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Let's take a little pause at the bottom of the breath. Inhaling into the belly, the ribs, the chest, filling this entire torso with prana and life force. Have that mula bandha gently engaged. Pause at the top of the breath. Exhaling belly, ribs, chest. Pause at the bottom of the breath. And continuing on your own 3-part yogic breath, inhaling belly, ribs, and chest. And a couple more 3-part yogic breaths. And remembering as you move into this refinement, irritations may come up, restlessness, you may want to get up. Just notice that. Don't give it your power, this distracted energy, your power. Just stay focused to your commitment to the breath, noticing the discomfort and knowing it will pass. Everything passes and changes. Beautiful. And release that 3-part yogic breath. We're going to move into a Nadi Shodhana. You can take your pointer and middle finger and put that on your third eye. To activate your third eye, use the thumb and one of the fingers, the ring or the pinky, to close off the nostrils alternately. Or you can curl those fingers in. It's Vishnu Mudra. I'm going to curl it in so you can see me a little bit better. I'll guide you through the first few breaths and then let you breathe alone. This balances the right and left brains. This balances the Nada and Pingala, the Ida and Pingala nadis, as well as the Sushumna nadi that comes up our spine, the core chronic field that supports our body. So it's a beautiful pranic balancer. We're going to use the thumb to close off the nostril and exhale out the opposite side. We're always switching on the exhale. Inhale, same side. Releasing the thumb, using the finger to close off the nostril and exhaling. Inhale, same side. And switch, releasing the finger, closing the nostril off with the thumb, and exhaling. Inhale, same side. And switch, and continue on your own. We're slowing the mind, we're balancing the mind, we're refining the consciousness. A couple more breaths. And on your next exhale, releasing the breath. Taking a couple integrated breaths before we move into Samavriti in our ecstatic meditation. With some Samavriti, we're going to be moving into equal inhale and exhale and holds with the breath. We're going to start with 4, the count of 4, and move into 6, the count of 6 for the last couple, 2 to 3 breaths. And I will guide you. So exhaling your breath wherever you are, please exhale. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, exhaling, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, inhaling, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, pause the breath, 2, 3, 4, exhaling, 2, 3, 4, pause, 2, 3, 4, moving to 6, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, inhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exhaling, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just letting the breath go. Move into breath awareness, mindful breathing, and noticing the physical body, the sensations, scanning. How does the energy, the body, the inner universe, the emotions, how are you feeling right now on all levels? Just notice. Give yourself that attention. And as you feel deeply connected to your own being, all the attention drawn inward, basking in that ecstatic nectar is your true nature, ever present and always available. And putting on music for our rapture meditation. Not sure if you can hear it, but if you can't, to put on your own song. And it's the opportunity now is to dive into your own being, bask in your own nectar, feeling the own divine presence, which is always blissful. Bowing to our own divine heart. The thought of your understanding. Thank you so much for joining me for ecstatic yoga, our ecstatic movement practice with some pranayama and rapture meditation. Wishing you a beautiful weekend. I am Grace, and we'll conclude with our namaste prayer. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Wishing you a beautiful and most blessed day.